Welcome to Inspire Brilliance, starring Nakia, which is me. I want to talk a little bit about God's favor and being anointed and being blessed. It all starts within the mind first. The things you say, the things that you speak, the things that you think, how you speak them. It's very important because everything stems from the mind. So if you talk to people disrespectful, favor is already taken off of your life. When you find ways to cultivate your existence, when you find ways to cultivate the images and the visions that are in your mind into this world, that's when you are favored. You are not favored if you have nothing that God can work with. You are blessed, yes, but to have favor is something completely different. To have favor means God didn't pick you out of the bunch to be favored and blessed more than the rest. No, to be favored is you're doing what God is telling you to do and you are being blessed because of it. A lot of people, they're walking around thinking that they got everything together, thinking that they got their life together, but they're drinking, they're smoking, they're gossiping, they're having sex with multiple partners. I'm not much for the religiousness, but I am highly spiritual. So when it comes to these things and people wondering why their life isn't going the way that it should, it's because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're not doing what God has asked you to do. You're not doing what God has called you to do. Me, I do my best at being consistent. I do my best at following God's law and God's calling that He has over my life. And when you actually begin to walk with Christ consciousness, when you actually begin to walk with God, that's when your favor starts. I thought I was blessed. I thought I was highly favored, right? A few years back. I realized that it was one of the biggest illusions that I was telling myself. How can I be highly favored if I'm doing the same thing every weekend? Or I'm around the same people, gossiping, drinking. How am I highly favored? At that point, it was an illusion. Now I'm doing new things. I'm going new places. I'm actually listening to God. I'm actually listening to the things and the people and the places He's telling me to speak to. He's telling me to help. That's where favor comes in. When you can give God something and He can give it back to you tenfold. But if you have nothing to give, yes, you are still blessed because you're breathing in the air. Yes, you are still blessed because your body is working. All of these things make you blessed. But to have favor, you got to put in that work. It's time to put in that work. It's time to do and act accordingly to your calling. You can't be out here with these people if God has called you to be over here with these people. It's time we elevate. It's time we start to project positivity. We start to project what's actually in our minds, not the psychological part, not the emotional part, but the intellectual part. It's time for us to rise up and actually give God something to be proud of. Actually give your family something to be proud of. Even if people don't understand your calling that God has called, let them talk. Let them assume. Because one day you're going to be that person that turns everything around for them. So like I said, to be favored is you got to give God something and He will give it back to you. So pushing and trying to bring awareness and trying to, make people know who you are is all good. But remember, when you're walking on this path of enlightenment, God already knows who you are. So it doesn't matter trying to make these people understand, because God is already going to put it in their hearts. All you have to do is plant that seed. God bless you.